You're listening to a podcast by the Perennial Leader Project. I'm J.W. Bertolotti from Perennial Meditations, and this is Dying Every Day, Stoicism in a Year. Today is day 6, and we're turning our attention to fear, anxiety, and worry. Before we get started, consider pausing to reflect on how you define or think about these types of emotions. You could ask yourself, how often do I experience fear, anxiety, or worry? Today's selected passage comes by way of Seneca's Moral Letters. There are more things, Lucilius, likely to frighten us than there are to crush us. We suffer more in imagination than in reality. What I advise you to do is not to be unhappy before the crisis comes, since it may be that the dangers will never come upon you. They certainly have not yet come. Accordingly, some things torment us more than they ought. Some torment us before they ought, and some torment us when they ought not torment us at all. We are in the habit of exaggerating, imagining, or anticipating sorrow. Let us then look carefully into the matter. Some troubles will likely befall us, but it is not a present fact. How often has the unexpected happened? How frequently has the expected never come to pass? And even though it is ordained to be, what does it avail to run out to meet your suffering? When it arrives, you will suffer soon enough. So look forward to better things. This passage is adapted from a letter known today as On Groundless Fears. It's important to remember that it's natural for us to, quote, worry at times. But it's also important to recognize that, thankfully, as Seneca points out, many of our worries don't actually happen. Seneca wisely observes that our minds tend to create worries when there are no signs that point to anything to worry about. Our worries are generally the case of, quote, crystal ball gazing into the future, predicting how life may unfold. But the truth is, the future lies in uncertainty. We have no idea, for the most part, how life will unfold. Life exists in the here and now. As Epictetus stressed, stop giving yourself needless trouble. It's time to really live, to fully inhabit the situation you happen to be in right now. The next time you notice yourself worrying, consider asking, what are the reasons not to worry? You might explore what role the, quote, worrying serves, especially after you've taken the necessary actions within your control. Thank you for listening to Dying Every Day, Stoicism in a Year. I hope you found something useful for daily life. If you enjoy what we're doing here and want to support the project, consider becoming a Perennial Meditations member. And finally, as always, I urge you to put what you heard into practice. Until next time, be wise and be well.